Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and today just going to go over some progress on the account days 8, 9, 10, and 11. So for the last 4 more days, we have been leveling up a few new characters, and we achieved level 100 on our Void Knight, who's deep into empowered content. We also got really far with our Lich. It's only a few echoes away from being in empowered content, and we're working on the last 90 timelines for our Druid, our Blade Dancer, and our Marksman, and we were just getting up the chain. I think we're on the Black Sun with the second Druid, hoping to get both of these Druids to 90 plus before the patch. So we got a couple of characters that we can mess around with all of the new builds that will be dropping with all of those reworks coming to the Druid class in patch 8.4. For my inventory and items, we have found some of the rare uniques. There are some of the rarest ones we still don't have. We have found a ton of them. Out of the 250-ish uniques, we probably have about 200 of them already found. And then we have quite a bit of exalted gear as well, which should come in very helpful for the legendary items in the next patch. So we're up to about 4,500 shards already. We've got over 1,000 glyphs, over 500 ruins. 150 of those are shattering runes, in which we'll be using. Once we get to about 500, we're going to be breaking down a lot of endgame gear, especially once we get a ton of gold. We break that million threshold. I plan on buying a lot of items for each class, so we can get a bunch of chests, a bunch of good bases for helms and relics, and break down anything with plus skill levels, so that we'll have those items so that we can level those items up when it comes to crafting time in the next patch. On top of that, just for the creation or how many stash tabs we're at and how I'm still organizing it, I still have it set up to where like Sentinel Idols is where we progress the farthest. So I've got each individual type set up and organized, and we're getting pretty close to being able to fill up the entire inventory. And if we go all the way down, we've got about, 9 stash tabs full of uniques. So these are all of the uniques that we've gathered. Some of the rare ones like the Bastion of Honor and Marina's Staff we already have out on characters. But we have a ton of uniques, a lot of doubles and triples of a lot of them, as you can imagine. We've got 9 stash tabs full of exalted items, so we're already stacking up a ton of those. We should easily have 20 tabs of exalted items by the time the next patch drops. And then for keys, I've been selling all of the keys. I've actually been using it as extra storage for exalted items because I've been short on cash to be able to buy even more stash tabs. The next one already cost into the 300,000s. And then we have what we call breakdownable gear. If this is gear that has any sort of rare affix on it or increased health, something hybrid health plus to a skill affix, just things I haven't broke down yet, but we'll spend a day one of these days and break all those down so we have all of the affixes that we need for a lot of stuff. I also use this gear in case we need anything for another character we're leveling up and we're just not finding anything for that slot. I can come in here, search for it, which comes in extremely handily for leveling up our alts extremely quickly. So we do have 5 of the 12 masteries already into the end game, into those final 90 timelines, or even into empowered. So we've only got 7 more to do. We're going to have all 12 masteries in empowered content by the time the next patch drops. And today I will be working on the Lich, getting the Lich a little bit more into the end game. We're going to unlock that empowered. We're going to do some farming in the empowered, probably going for the Rav gloves. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an endgame build on that. We're going to switch it from the leveling with Hungering Souls to the end. We're just applying Damned on ourselves and making Deathwave do a ton of damage while still throwing out Hungering Souls that are critting for a ton of damage. And the endgame content, level 90 characters, we're still critting for anywhere from 8 to 10k on enemies, and we have tons of hits going out. So it's still doing some crazy damage, and it's still got a very high ceiling that we haven't built to it. But that will be later. So later today, I'll drop the leveling guide. Tomorrow or the next day, I will drop that endgame build guide for you guys, and then we'll be leveling up some more characters. As always, stay safe and have a good day.